Hang on.
What?
I'm Gideon. Welcome to Herding Little Cows to the Glory of God. What's your name?
Gideon.
Gideon, how old are you?
6.
3. And what are we using for our challenge food today?
Chocolate chip muffins.
We're making chocolate chip muffins. That's right. You picked chocolate chips, right? And there was no challenge to this because he said, I want chocolate chips so we can make chocolate chip muffins. So that's what we're doing, right? Because part of this was to just get the kids in the kitchen cooking. So first we're going to crack eggs. Remember, we're going to, not too hard. Yep, go ahead. A little bit more.
Come in.
Okay, and now you're going to, remember where the hole is, you're going to stick your thumbs in there. There you go. Now pull it apart, make sure it goes in the bowl.
Good job.
There we go.
Oh. Yeah.
And right now, I know egg price, hold on, wait, we got a thing to wash your hands. I know egg prices are expensive, but it's still good to get your kids in the kitchen. So if you need to crack a whole bunch of eggs, maybe tell them, hey, you're gonna crack one and mommy's gonna crack the rest if they're not really at that stage yet, so you don't ruin all your eggs.
Do it.
No, it's okay, you don't have to hold down here. I was afraid you were gonna hit it too hard.
You're doing a great job.
Okay, get fingers in the hole. No, wait, where's the hole? Look, you have to put your thumbs in that hole, right there. No, thumbs in the hole. Wait, where's your thumbs? Here's a thumb, here's a thumb. There we go, now we pull it apart.
Good job.
Into there.
Oh.
You did a great job. No, look at it. He saw that there's a shell in there and he knows that if you use the eggshell, it's easier to get the shell out. Wait, hold on, use that.
Good job.
I'm gonna rinse my hands.
You gonna dump it in here?
Okay.
Bloop. Good job.
Okay, we're using a recipe. Yep, you can start mixing it up. We are using a recipe from this cookbook, Dining on a Dime cookbook. I mentioned it a while ago and people said it's really expensive to get on Amazon. I'm sorry. Very kind friend Erica gave me this one, so I don't know how to get you a cheap one. Go ahead, yeah, mix it up. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is we need to make buttermilk. You do not need to keep buttermilk in the house to make buttermilk recipes. I don't think I have ever bought buttermilk, ever. So you don't need to have it in the house to make buttermilk. First thing we're gonna do, this is just wet because they just washed it. We're gonna pour just a tiny bit of vinegar, or you could use lemon juice. I just happen to have vinegar in the cupboard. You're gonna do maybe a tablespoon worth. You don't have to measure it, just a little bit. Okay. Then we need to pour milk to get up to how much milk we need. We're making 24 muffins, so we're doubling this recipe in front of us. So what you saw first in there was a whole stick of butter. Again, this is doubled. So we did 1 stick of butter and 2 eggs for our double recipe. And now we're gonna do a cup of buttermilk. Help me pour. So you're just gonna go up to the 1 cup line after putting your vinegar in the cup.
Yeah.
And we're gonna let this sit for a minute. Can we let this sit over here?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Woo! We can add our sugar to these wet ingredients and we'll mix it all up really good, okay? So we gotta see what's in there. Ooh, I need to get you a different measuring cup. I'll take that one.
That one's right.
Okay, so we're gonna use, oh, do I have any good measuring cups of the right size? Here we go. Okay, we're gonna need a total of 1 cup of sugar. Look, this is 1/4 of a cup. What does that number say?
4.
4. We need 4 of these scoops in here. Can you help me with that? Good. 1. Can you count? 1.
1.
Ooh.
Okay.
2. 3. Sugar is something we normally reduce in recipes a little bit, so it's okay that those were not full scoops. But if you wanted the full recipe, you'd put a whole cup of sugar there. I'm gonna take this one out.
We have discovered that you can take.
We regularly take half of the sugar out of a recipe without any problem. You wanna know which website you look on though, because some websites are more sweet than others. Sometimes if you're looking on a healthy website, they've already reduced the sugar and you can't reduce it all the way because they've already reduced it a lot from what most people would think is sweet. But when we go places and the kids eat other people's cupcakes or cakes or whatever, they're always like, oh wow, that's really sweet. because they don't realize that it's kind of like if you always water down your kids' juice and then they drink regular juice, they're like, wow, that was crazy. Good job stirring it for me.
Yeah.
You did a great job. Can I stir it just a little bit more to make sure we got all the egg pieces? We want to get all the pieces of yolk that were in that egg mixed up so you don't just have a big lump of yolk later in your muffin. Good job. Thank you. Can we put the salt in next?
Yeah.
Yes, you'll help me mix it up.
I will.
Okay, so remember everything here, I'm doubling from what this original recipe says. I need to get you a new spoon. That's a tablespoon. That would be way too much salt. Way too much salt. You need a teaspoon.
That one.
Can you get one of those?
We don't need salty muffins. Do you like salty? You like salty muffins?
Okay, can you mix that up?
And
That's all we
salty
needed.
stuff.
You like salty stuff? I don't know if we like salty
One
muffins.
cup of it.
Go ahead,
It's
mix
good
that up,
Mommy's being
please.
careful with the salt.
Yeah, certain things you
I
want to be
like
careful with.
that in mine.
You need to be careful with vanilla. You need to be careful with, careful with salt. You don't need to be careful with vanilla. You don't need to be as careful with sugar. You don't need to be as careful with cinnamon, kind of to a liking. But certain things like baking powder and salt, you should be careful with. Stir it up a little bit more and then we'll pour our milk in.
I know. Yeah.
Ooh, hold on, I see a chunk of sugar. A chunk of salt. A chunk of sugar wouldn't be so bad. A chunk of salt we wouldn't want, right? Okay, there we go. Do you want to pour that in?
Yeah.
Do it careful. So we're adding 1 cup of buttermilk. Do you see how it has started to curdle on the side? This isn't because my milk was bad. It's because we put the vinegar in.
We had to mix it up.
Yep, we're gonna mix it up. Go ahead, keep mixing it
Then
up.
what?
Yeah, you gotta watch what you're doing though. Silly.
It's gonna come over the side. Though.
For this recipe, you could have used vegetable oil. You could have used coconut oil. You could have used butter. Whatever kind of oil you're gonna use. You just want it to be liquid form when you start the muffins. You can still mix, or do you want Mama's help?
Don't need help.
You don't need help. Okay.
It might get into it.
It might what?
Into it.
Oh, it might get into it? Yeah, that's what we're supposed to do, is get it into there, right? By the way, I have baking soda in this little container. Baking soda is pretty cheap, but a cheaper way to buy baking soda is to buy one of these big bags of baking soda. And this is really good for cleaning also. So
It has 100+ uses.
So when I first opened this bag, which I just did, I took out baking soda that's going to stay. No, you're gonna keep mixing. Baking soda that's gonna stay here in our kitchen for cooking. This is gonna go onto the cleaning shelf and we will not bring that back into the kitchen other than for cleaning because I won't be using it for food once it's been with the cleaning.
Doing a good job with your stirring there, bub.
Okay, can I make sure it does
Looks
look all
what?
mixed up?
It does. Oh, there goes the
Sorry,
baby down the
I didn't know
hallway.
you were about to ask him that. So we're gonna leave that and we're gonna do the next step, okay? Hey, Josiah, could you open the fridge and put the milk away for me? You think that's funny? Thank
Nope,
you,
you're on the
sir.
wrong end, bud.
That's not
You
gonna work.
close yourself into a corridor there, bud.
Okay, remember, wait, hold on. He's gonna put that away. Remember, when we do flour, listen.
There that goes.
Oh,
Mama, he might need some help.
we need some help. I forgot, I had moved.
Mama put stuff in the way.
I did. Let me get this out of the way. We have a big container. Oh, can you slide it back there? Thanks,
Oops,
Josiah.
sorry. Now I'm in the way.
Did Daddy poke you in the head?
I'm poking ahead of the camera.
Sorry, I forgot I had taken something out of the way. Usually you put it on that. Okay. You ready, sir? Okay, remember, once we put the flour in, we're not gonna stir. Listen, once we put the flour in, we're not gonna stir because we wanna mix our baking powder and baking soda with it, right? Okay, we need to use the big scoop right there, that big one, and you need 3 of those. Flour something when you're making baked goods, you wanna have them fairly close because the oh, that's not full. You have fairly close because
I wanna
it's
color
what's
it,
keeping your stuff together. Okay, we're gonna scrape it off. Good. We need 3. 1.
One.
Hold on, we need to do that one again. You screwed
You're a
some
little
out.
short on it,
Go
bud.
ahead. Fill it up again. Good job. Let me help for just a second. Okay, now scrape it off. 2. Good job. All of it. Dump the whole thing. Good job. And 3. Got that one nice and full. Good job. Oh, let's get it flat. Okay, good job. 3. Okay, now we're not gonna mix it up yet. Put everything back in. What?
Hey, wash my hands.
Wash your hands.
What's this?
Wait a minute. You got stuff all over you?
Okay, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do baking powder. So this recipe is gonna do baking powder and baking soda. We need to take this, we need to make a little hole in the middle, remember, of our flour? A little hole in the middle. Okay, so we need 3 teaspoons of baking powder. Careful, you're gonna use the top to rub it off. Count 1.
Yeah.
We want to make sure we get it cleaned off over the top so any extra goes into the container, not on the counter. Good job. Okay. The next we need, we're going to need 1 of these, just 1 of baking soda.
Baking soda.
Baking soda. So baking soda reacts to an acid that is in your food. So we put vinegar in. That was our acid for our buttermilk. If you had used buttermilk, that would be your acid. Like if you had bought buttermilk, that would be your acid. If you don't have acid, baking soda won't react. It won't work. Okay, we're gonna use this. We're gonna mix that up. We're trying to make sure that this doesn't make clumps when it hits the liquid ingredients. So we mix it into the flour a little bit. Okay, now you can use the fork to mix it up. Yeah, go ahead, mix.
What's that?
It was what? Keep mixing, okay?
Get
Switching over for a
harder to
minute.
mix it. You mix it with it. What?
Yep. The more we mix
Go
it,
ahead.
the firmer it gets, right?
It doesn't really have chunks. You don't have to beat it. Do you want to do the part of putting the muffin cups out, or do you want Mommy to do it?
You.
You want me to do it? Hey, Bob, do you actually want to come help?
No.
Bring a stool. His name's not Bob. His name's Malachi.
But what I call
Daddy calls everybody Bob at certain times.
So we need all of those put out. Let me help you get the stuff off the sides, and then you can mix again.
Bobberfish.
Or Bobberton.
Bobberfish,
blob.
Bobberton. So if you were watching
Blobbernator.
our $30 challenge, this is the same recipe that we used for our blueberry muffins this morning. Except we did blueberries instead of chocolate chips. I'm gonna get this open and I'll bring it back. Okay, you mix.
That was nice.
Good teamwork, guys. Good teamwork.
I want one chocolate chip.
You can have 1 chocolate chip. Pick one out. Oh, baby's crying, but we're trying to get him moved up.
Hey, those are not for you.
Did you have 1?
The others. Yeah.
1.
Come on.
1. Uh-oh. You can take that one. Here, 1. Nope. Okay, go ahead, mix.
Hey, the camera guy gets one. Where's this? Hey.
And normally we use semi-sweet chocolate chips when we're making this, but this is specifically the kind of chocolate chip that he did. I didn't use the whole bag. So I just do it. I don't measure it. Your finger got what?
You got blubbed? Yum, 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 yum.
Okay. I'm gonna get the scoop that you're gonna use. We have a project going out on the back porch, but they have the dehumidifier on. You can have it.
The dehumidifier. They're working on something, building something.
So,
I just shook the muffin cup
shook the
off.
muffin cup off. Okay, good job. You keep going. Okay, I'm gonna mix this and then you get to help me put it in the, you make sure we get it all mixed up.
You do this.
You do that?
Is that fun?
It's a good thing to do.
Okay, so I tell random stories while we do these videos. This scooper was my grandma's, and I told you about our honey dipper in another video. Well, this was my grandma's too. I took some stuff from my grandma's house. Some of the stuff after my grandma died, everyone in the family talked about things that they wanted. I didn't just take it.
Actually, long before she died, like
Yeah,
she was like, "Who wants this? Who wants this?" And everybody
things were
could.
marked.
Yep.
And then things that were not marked, like I specifically asked for a wooden puzzle that I used to play with as a kid. After she passed away, I asked for that, and everyone else was okay with me having that. So different people took different things. So I'm gonna let you do it. No, you don't need to lick off anything right yet. Okay, we're gonna
There's
put
no
it.
licking in this recipe.
Okay, so I'm gonna do the first one. I'll show you. We're gonna do a scoop, and then you squeeze it into the cup.
A scoop and a
And
boop.
we're gonna do 2 in every cup. So hold on.
A scoop and a boop.
We'll let you do a couple. Good job. Scoop it into this one. Good job.
Where?
Your scoops were a little bigger than mine, so. Okay, hold on.
Mama.
I'm gonna take, yours were a little bit bigger than mine. Let's make them flat scoops, okay?
Or we can make one
We
big
do
fat
like this.
scoop.
Look, if we do this, next to the bowl, and then put it in.
Do the last one in your
Scrape.
cup.
Yep, scrape it next to the side of the bowl so it's flat.
And
Okay, now
2
put it
in
on.
each.
The camera guy's having a hard time today.
Sorry, camera guy. Okay, you finished putting, you gonna put the rest of the things on? Where are we gonna put our muffins?
We need more room, bub. Gotta stack them
There
up.
we go.
I got one.
You got one, you got one?
Okay. I put one just
Look at that.
trying to.
Okay. So I think you just do one big scoop, Pearl, because you make really big scoops with this.
Yep, you're a big scooper duper booper.
You're doing such a good job.
I do
Okay,
that.
ready? Okay, yeah, I know you can do that. Okay, so we are gonna make these muffins. We're gonna put these muffins in the cups, and we will come back later at snack time to show you how his muffins came out, because he's ready to lick things. I'll put these in the thing. We'll see you guys in a little bit.
And I can make that.
So Gideon made us some muffins. Are they good, Gideon?
Yeah.
Does everybody like the muffins? Yeah.
You think these are better than the other muffins?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
What,
What?
you do? You think they're better? We don't usually do muffins for afternoon snack, but making breakfast with toddlers can be a lot of work and take a while to get breakfast in the oven. So we made these for snack, and someday he'll be good enough that he'll be doing them on his own, right? And someday you'll be eating these instead of eating the wrappers. Yeah. Yeah, you will. So thank you for joining us on Herding Little Cows to the Glory of God. We'll see you guys next time.
Baby.